Get into the boat. Whoa, this was... All right, what's up guys? I'm gonna do something that I've not done before, and that is attempt to make a glide bait. Now I have made over about 100 custom knives. For example, like this one, or this one. Knives like this. So, I do have experience making things with my hands. I do have all the tools to do it, but I don't know about all the mechanics of doing it. How to actually make the bait itself work. How to put it all together, how to weight it right, and, you know, basically everything else with making a glide bait. But let's give it a shot. Oh, and of course I'm gonna try making two because, well, one for me and one for the boy. All right, so the first thing I need to do is come up with a design. I measured out roughly 6 inches. I think that's about how big I want to make this thing. Okay, so I got my sketch all made out, and now I just made a couple copies on the copy machine and going to cut out my pattern and then glue it on this wood to get ready to cut it out. So I just got a piece of poplar. I don't know if it's the right density or not. I have no clue. Like I said, I've never made a lure before. Let's go to it. All right guys, so got them all cut out on the bandsaw. That was a metal cutting bandsaw, so it took a little longer, but it works. Use what you got. Now the next step is going to be to sand these puppies down on my belt sander, which I got a 2x72 belt grinder that I use for knives. I'll throw on some, probably some 120 grit, clean these up. All right, so I got them cleaned up on the belt sander and they're at like 120 grit. Now that everything's pretty well square and flat and true, I think I'm gonna go ahead and drill the holes. I kind of laid out where all my hole marks are gonna go. I don't know if they're in the right spot, but you know what? It's kind of trial and error, so we'll give it a shot. All right, so it is time to cut the joint on this, at least partially cut it. So I've got a 2x4 cut at a 45-degree angle. No idea if that's the right angle. If you're a bait maker out there, let me know if there's a better angle to use, but that's what I'm gonna go with. So I'm gonna cut it partially through, you know, on both sides. Everything's nice and true and flat right now, so I wanna get the angle right, and then I can come back later and cut it through afterwards once I've shaped it. There it is. Probably should have cut a little bit further, but maybe I'll go a little further on this side. This side feels like it needs to go further. So I got these pretty well beveled on the belt sander, close as I want to get them. Now I'm just going to get some sandpaper, cut them in strips, and kind of do the old shoe shine method. Cut these strips a little thinner so I can get into this spot in the tail. Now I'm gonna get this thing pretty dang good because, well, my name's gonna be on it. But I'm not gonna go like 100% all in on this thing, mainly because I don't know if it's gonna work. So I don't want to spend all this time making it look perfect if the dang thing doesn't even fish. So we'll see how good I make it look. So I think the next step is going to be try and carve out the gills, fins, and drill holes for the eyes, I think. All right, so I just did a little test carving there. You guys can see that. Yeah, I don't ever carve, so it's kind of a new one for me. So let's lay out some gills and try to do the real thing. Let's see if I can do this without cutting myself. You guys are probably on the edge of your seat, seeing if I slice my finger open. I am too. I won't show the entire carving or we'll be here for hours. No, hopefully it doesn't take that long. I don't want to put that much time into this. I mean, I want it to look cool and look good, but... Okay, so got one done. I mean, I'm calling it done. It's not perfect, but you know, you gotta move on. I definitely need some more practice at carving, but that's okay. This is kind of test bait, first go at it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do this other one. I'm not gonna show that much of it because you've already seen one of them. It's gonna be the exact same. Oh man, guys, I made a little mistake there. It kind of blew out. Hopefully you can see that, but man, that fin is way too close to that cut and it just kind of blew out, but yeah, maybe this will be Colton's. Moving on. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop it right there before I mess these up and carve too much. Yeah, I need a little more practice on that, get the rhythm down, but I'm gonna go ahead and start sanding all these little spots in here. Do that now before I cut this thing in half. 120 grit. Some of these spots are pretty rough. I'm just gonna kind of fold it over and try to get in there the best I can. Three weeks later. All right, well, I got them carved and sanded out. Boy, that was a pain in the butt. I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze on that, but I guess we'll find out. I mean, I think they look kind of cool. I don't want to spend too much time on it because, again, this is my first lure, first time making swim bait. I don't want to put so much time into the details that I don't get the bait made or it takes me forever. And, you know, if it didn't work, I don't want to spend all this time carving, but I think they look pretty good. I mean, for my first attempt, but we'll see. Thought I was going to go in the route of kind of drill some eyes out and getting some pre-made eyes, but I think instead of buying them, I'm just going to do a little carving on the eyes and then just paint them since it's the first go at making a glide bait. Let's carve some eyes. So I was really going to cut out the slot for my tails next, but I do not have that material, so I need to go to the store and get that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the joints out now, separate them, so then I can drill my holes for my joint that I'm gonna make. Oh, I did go ahead and label them A and B so I don't get them mixed up once they're cut apart. So close. There we go. She's free. Ah, splinter. Not too bad. Not the cleanest. It's a little rough right there. I can clean that up, but hey, we are now a two-piece swim bait. Time to cut the other one. So I finally went to the store the other day and picked up some Lexan from Home Depot. That's what I'm gonna make my tail out of. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to get that cut. I think what I'll do too is I'm going to drill a hole right there so that doesn't want to crack or split. I'm just going to clean them up with some sandpaper. I am going to sand the face of them just to go ahead and get everything nice and smooth out on these edges, and then give my paint something to adhere to when I eventually paint them. Let's go ahead and get this tail slot cut. All right, so I got both the tails to fit pretty good. I'm gonna roll with it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and drill my holes for my eyelets to kind of make that up that joint. I am gonna kind of wing it and not put it in the drill press. All right, now I'm gonna make a couple little scrap pieces of wire to stick stuff in there, and then kind of push it to mark it. Make sure I get the right ones. That's A and B, so I need B and B. Drop those guys in there like so, and then try to line this up and just make a dent where the other one should go. All right, I don't know if you can see that, if it's gonna show up on camera, but kind of worked. I could see my two little marks. I'll show you with the pencil. Right there and right there. So that's where I'll drill the holes for this one. And hopefully they line up. All right, just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and make these little eyelets that I'm gonna use for, well, all my eyelets and my joint. So all I did was go to Hobby Lobby, and I'm sure they sell this stuff at like lure making websites and stuff. I went to Hobby Lobby and got some of this 18 gauge wire stainless steel. It's 316 stainless steel, so it feels like it should be durable enough. So that's what I'm going to use. Basically, I'm going to cut off a piece, wrap it around, chuck it up in the drill. Let's do it. All right, so I got all my little eyelets made, as you can see, for everything. All right, so this is kind of rough with all the eyelets in it. You know, obviously it's gonna be a little different once I get it all glued up. And they're not perfect, but you gotta keep moving on, especially on the first one. I know it's not gonna be perfect. So I think next I'm going to take some of this Marine Weld, JB Weld 2-part epoxy, 5 minutes set time, 1 hour cure, sandable in 1 hour. Says it does wood, carpet, fiberglass, aluminum, plastic, basically everything. So that's what I'm gonna glue the tail in with. That's what I'm gonna glue all my little eyelets in with. And I'm gonna mix it up, try to glue it all up at once, let it sit, and then I'll do any fine-tune sanding I need to. And then I'm gonna dip everything in some polyurethane. So that's the game plan. Let's see if I can screw it up. All right, here's the whole setup. I've got all my A pieces over here. I labeled them A and B, both lures. All right, I'm just gonna mix it up. I did not realize it was white. Doesn't really matter, I'm gonna paint it, but I guess I didn't look at the label. Thought it was clear. Get plenty on here. Holy cow, that was way too much. Man, this is a little messy. Oh shit, that wasn't good. I'm gonna have a lot of cleanup to do. Oh geez, that was way too much. Holy cow. What are you doing, Justin? Set him over there. Make sure everything's kind of straight. Well, that was kind of a hot mess, but here's kind of the setup. I'll turn you around. Got everything sitting there, glued up, epoxied up. I did go ahead and mix up just a little bit more, drilled a hole, made another eyelet, and made a kind of a test eyelet, because I want to see if I can pull this one out, see what it takes to pull that out, just so I know if I'm just wasting my time here or if this is going to hold up to actually catching a fish, because I don't want to freaking put all this time and work into it just to have the eyelet come flinging out. Okay, so it's been like about right at an hour or epoxied these up, so probably rushing it a little bit. I'm sure it says you can sand it within an hour. I don't know. I'm gonna start picking away at and see if it looks like it needs more time. We'll give it a little bit more time. I'm just gonna kind of see if I can scrape away some of this that I got on the tail fin. Don't feel like this stuff is super strong. I may have screwed up using this stuff. All right, so everything is sanded. I got everything cleaned up. Not perfect, but it looks pretty good, I think. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of imperfections, but we're rolling with it. But before I move on any further, I'm just not confident in this adhesive. I looked at it and it says it's a marine adhesive and sealant, and I just don't know if this is gonna work. On my knives, I usually use this product. It's called G-Flex. It's a 2-part epoxy, long cure time. I probably should have used that. But before we move on, I am gonna take 17-pound fluorocarbon and tie it on this test one I did, pull on it, see if it holds, and then I'm also just going to try to pull this out. So, moment of truth. Let's see if it holds up. Okay, so it held up to that. If you're a bait maker, a lure maker out there watching this, let me know in the comments, if you don't mind, what you are using to adhere your eyelets in. To try it again, one more test. Then I'll just try ripping it out. I'm gonna jerk it kind of hard. Yeah, okay, so 17 pound. Now I'm just gonna try pulling it out. Oh shoot, that son of a bitch is in there pretty good. Sorry, that son of a gun is in there pretty good. Oh, okay. So I could eventually pull it out. That took a lot of force. So I think with that little test, I'm gonna go with it. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. If you're watching this, maybe don't follow that adhesive or what I'm doing with using that adhesive. I'll try to find out some information on some better adhesive, but with that little test, I think for what I'm doing, first lure I'm ever making, I'm gonna keep rolling so I can keep this thing going. So with that little test over with, I've got everything ready to go, glued in. I think the next step's gonna be is I'm gonna dip this in some polyurethane to seal this wood up, so that I then can go over to the little fish tank, glue on some weights, kind of ballast it, I think is what you call it, and try to get my sinking right, weight right, distribution right. So I'm just gonna dip these guys in this polyurethane, try not to make a huge mess, but try to get as much to drip off as possible on this little hook, and then go put them on the pegboard behind me. All right, there they are. Let those guys sit up overnight and dry. So we are back after this is set for 24 hours. So I'm gonna try to get the lead weights put in to get it balanced right. Oh, and this is also the first time with hooks on it. Looks pretty sweet. Exactly what I'm gonna do, but I did see Zemtex, I think his channel name is. He's got quite a few videos on lure making. Take a hot glue gun, just barely put a little few dots of glue, add the lead weights on, and then that way you can adjust and pull them off and try to get it all balanced right. So that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, also I got the joint in, but I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on the end of those just to seal the water up from going inside. That way I can pull it back out when I go to paint it. And then I don't have a lot of room right here. I'm gonna put one of the guys right here, and then put one right here. I'm just using some split shot. Total guess. I have no idea if this is gonna work. put it here, and then one right there. And then I'm gonna test it in an old fish tank. Just enough to hold it on there, but hopefully not tear, make a big mess of pulling it off. All right, we'll see what happens here. Okay, well, man, it floats pretty nice and upright. So we need more weight. Definitely need some more weight. All right, got some more weight added. If this isn't enough, then I'm not sure what to do, because I don't have a whole lot of room before I start, getting into all my pieces and parts that are screwed up in there. Let's see what happens. Oh man, he still needs more. All right, we got a whole lot going on now. Replaced the split shot up front with a bullet weight. Added 2 split shots here and another smaller one back there. So let's see, hopefully. And no. I mean, look at this thing. I don't really know how much more room I have to add anything. I'm kind of at a loss, like what to do next, because I do need it to sink more, but where the heck do I add the weight? Maybe add a little bit more up front there, but I may just have to roll with it and see what it does. Perfect, fits in there. Okay, finally success. I got it sunk down in there. All right, so I got those 2 fit. Kind of a pain in the butt. One thing I would say, but when I make another one, I'm gonna spend a little more time on figuring out where all the weights are going. Probably be a little easier too if I melted it and poured it in, but trial and error. So I got all my lead drilled out, smashed in there, kind of pushed in there where I want it. Now I'm just gonna fill it with super glue and some baking soda. Seen some guys on videos do that. I think the baking soda kind of makes a slurry. Might also help it set up a little harder. So monkey see, monkey do, that's what I'm gonna do on this. We'll sand all that once we're done. I've never done this before, so I'm not sure exactly what to expect. That sets up really fast. Well, I don't know what to think about this, guys. This is kind of a mess, which several things on this project have been a mess, but that's all right. It's just kind of weird because it does harden up quick when you add that baking soda. Well, guys, there we are. I think I got all that cleaned up so that it is all nice and flush and ready for paint. I think that's the next thing we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna call it a night, but tomorrow I'm gonna prime and paint these and then epoxy that joint. And then this thing's gonna be ready to fish. Guys, do me a favor. If you like this video, let me know about it. Give me a comment. Let me know what you think about it. If this is something you guys are interested in, wanting to see more lure making, I know this will not be the last lures I make. I'm trying to grow the channel, and this is one thing that I think I will really like doing because I just like making things. So let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate it. All right, time to paint these guys up. So I don't have an airbrush, so everything's gonna get rattle canned. My son wants his to be bone color, so this is kind of close as I can get. I think I'm gonna put a bone layer on all of them and then go back, and I want mine to have some other variations. All right, here's another little bit of darker metallic on top. know if exactly what I was going for, but I'll take it. A little more splatter, but again, it's rattle can, so kind of what you gotta expect. Oh, that was a lot more splatter than I expected. Okay, well here they are painted up. Colton's in bone white, and then mine in, I don't know what I'm gonna call this pattern. I'm basically got everything painted up besides the accents, and I know I said I wasn't gonna buy eyes, but I was on Amazon, and for like $6 you could buy a set of 3D eyes, so I'm actually gonna put some eyes on this thing. I think it'll look way better, so let's do that. All right, so I'm just gonna put a touch of super glue and then put those eyes on. I didn't drill them out. They're kind of flat on the top. I don't really have a good bit to drill them out, so I'm just going to set them right on top and then kind of epoxy everything in. I think that looks pretty sweet. All right, I want to do a little bit of highlighting, just light highlighting on the gills and stuff. Just want it to be kind of real subtle. I just took some spray paint and sprayed it in this cup, so. Okay. Just something subtle. I'm going to add just a little bit of dark around these eyes. I don't think that did not, nope, that doesn't look very good. Okay, we're gonna have to cover that up. I am not, it looks like crap. To the gills, he wants some red on his gills, so, and red on his tail, so. I'm trying to decide if I want to do black in there. I don't think I want to touch it. I think I just leave it. After looking at the eye that I messed up, I'm gonna have to clean that up with some white. Also, I have not shown him these. He's been dying to see these, but I've been holding back to show him until I get done with them, so. Kind of a surprise reveal, so we'll see how he likes it. Ugh, got red all over me. Looks like a massacre. This is kind of a little nerve-wracking. I did not breathe the entire time. Jeez. All right, not too bad. A little shaky there to start, but finish strong. I don't know. I don't know if I'm loving that, but you know, I don't know. I don't hate it. Stopping it right there, kind of rolling with that. I like it. I think I liked it better than I thought. But man, I got red on a few spots I'm gonna have to touch up before I move on. Here's kind of what that looks like all together. Well, it is time to put some epoxy on these. About to wrap these guys up, so I'm going to use some DevCon 2-ton. I did some research and saw some internet forums that said that that's a pretty good epoxy to use to clear coat them. So that's what I got, and that's what we're going to use. I've made behind me a homemade turner with my drill. We will see if it works. I'm sure my drill will not be happy. I'm going to clamp it. I'll show you that in a minute. Mix it up, coat them, stick them on there, and try not to make a huge mess. Now just mix it up. All right, here goes nothing. I really have no idea how thick to get it. It's kind of smoothing out itself pretty good, so that's good. Okay, we're rolling with that. I think I got it all. Now if I can get it put in here without making a huge mess. That's it. Put them on the turntable. Here it is, guys. Whoa, this was a little bit funky, a little bit hard to do. Oh my God, I'm afraid they're gonna fall out of this thing. This is some redneck engineering here. I don't know if this is gonna work. I may have to be just babysitting these by hand. I think they're gonna get jacked up. Yeah, I'm not confident in this. I'm afraid they're gonna go flying off. So I put too much work into it up to this point. So I think I'm just gonna turn them every few minutes by hand so that I don't screw them up. Well, the epoxy has set up overnight and it looks pretty good actually. See if you guys take a look. Here's that one. It's got a really nice high gloss look to it. It feels really, hard and durable. I do have though a few spots. I don't know if it'll show up on camera or not, but like right there on that tail, you can see where I didn't quite get it all filled in, or because I was kind of rotating it by hand, that maybe it didn't kind of fill all the way in. Probably not going to go back over it. Since it's on the tail, it doesn't really matter because it's Lexan. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with it. If you did notice in this one, this white was really hard. It showed everything. So every little speck, you can probably not see it the greatest, but every little speck of dirt or anything just got in there and you can see it, but not a big deal. It's cosmetic. Next thing I'm gonna do is glue in the eyelets for the hinge, and this sucker's gonna be done. Ready to fish. It's a little harder to do than I thought because I don't want to glue the other one to it. All right, I'm just gonna let that guy sit up. I'll go ahead and get another clamp to do the other one. Nothing left to do but to install the hooks. Well guys, that's it. It's wrapped, official, done. Here they are. Here's a good look at them out in the sun, guys. This is the one that will be mine. And here's the boys, the old albino white lightning. I don't know if it turned out to be more a bone color. It looks pretty white, like it's a little off white, but it's pretty. I think I'll catch some fish. We'll see. I can't wait to show him. Hopefully he likes it. All right, I'm about to show Colton his glide bait for the first time. I hope he likes it. He may think it sucks. All right.
I've been waiting 2 long weeks for this. Ooh.
What do you think?
Looks pretty good.
Grab it.
Well, it's huge.
It is huge. It's about a little over 6 inches.
Nice. I think it looks pretty good.
I know you said you wanted a red tail, but then you told me that maybe you didn't want the whole tail red, so I may have screwed that up.
No, it still looks pretty good though.
All right, here's mine. What do you think?
Oh my gosh. Yours looks like...
They're the same size. They're exact same everything, just different paint job.
Dude, I kind of like yours though.
It does look pretty sweet.
It does, it does, it does.
Guess we'll see what we want to see what they do. Let's tie one on. All right, tie it on here. This thing, man, like it is freaking heavy. I don't know what the weight of them are. All right, oh my.
Dude, if I hold my rod out straight, look at that.
I know it's
Pulling my rod off.
if it floats or sinks. Ah, they float. Which, dang it, I didn't get enough weight on it. I wanted a slow sink, but...
Not enough. Shoot, top water.
All right. Yeah, I should have added that extra weight. I can always go back and add some more in the belly. There you go. That's some erratic action.
Shit, I don't know.
Okay, it's got some movement. I just want to see. It's not bad. It wants to dive. It's got some pretty good side to side. Make it real fast. Wants to roll a little bit though.
Yeah. No, I think you just fix the floating problem. I think they'll be pretty good. Ooh. Ooh.
See, I think it looks pretty good. I think it needs more. The buoyancy, it's kind of a little bit off, but hey, it's the first time freaking making one.
No, it's not that bad. Yeah, besides it floating a little.
We're gonna fish, see if they catch fish, see if they don't fly apart into 1,000 pieces, and hopefully they work. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. I really like making these, so hopefully I'll be making more lures and we'll go out fishing with them, having fun, try to get the boy, maybe get him involved a little more making them. So, all right guys, well, we got the homemade glide baits that I just finished up, and we are gonna try them on this pond, see if they catch anything or if they shatter into 1,000 pieces. What do you think's gonna happen?
Shatter into 1,000 pieces.
I hope not. I hope they actually work. So yeah, let's go. Gosh, these things are huge. Oh yeah, I've got to add some more weight. It feels like I throw a brick. These baits are huge. Gonna scare all the fish away. It's almost like a walking bait. Mine is. It looks good when you reel it real fast. And so let it sit there for a minute. Oh, hold on, fish, Colton.
Oh, grab the net.
Oh.
There you go.
God dang it. Give me the net.
Yeah.
It freaking worked. Woohoo!
Oh, that's a good fish.
Let's get him out of there. That is a good fish. Look at that on the homemade DIY glide bait.
Nice. That's pretty good fish.
That's a pretty good fish.
He's fat. Fat fish.
All right, proof of concept. It kind of just sat there and then he came up and just hammered it. It didn't fly apart. There we go.
Nice.
See you, buddy. Okay, go catch you one, boy. Oh man, that was exciting. That was fun. Let's check it and see if there's any damage. Looks like it held up all right. Ready for another one.
Oh! Yep. Yep. Please ring the net. We're gonna have to go in for this one.
What? Oh, geez. Got him. Reel up. Woohoo! Old albino got himself one. Nice, fat little guy. Look at that. Sweet.
Yeah, you got your pliers.
I got my pliers.
Alright.
There you go.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad. He's kind of just a fat, chunky little guy.
He is.
Good job, buddy. Sweet. Woohoo! Both lures have caught some. We got a little blood on them.
Yeah, he's bleeding everywhere.
That's all right. All right, you want to get him back in? Nice. Good work.
I think the lure's good. It just needs to be under the water. Yeah, you just need to fix it.
The heck are all those fish up there? Giant carp? What the heck? Oh, fish. Fish on. Come on, baby. Get into the boat. Oh, my net. Oh, he's barely hooked. Yes. Oh, mama. Yes. All right, guys, there he is. I've been fishing my butt off all morning on the homemade DIY glide bait. I was able to get one. I'm pretty pumped about that. Oh, about lost the fall. All right, see you, buddy. It is official. Caught on the lake, caught one in the pond. So calling this a success. Not a perfect bait, but it's getting the job done.